I talked about Steven Pressfield's book with you before this conversation about the art of war. No, the war of art.
The war of art, yeah.
Okay, so now I'm seeing why. Now I'm starting to see the backstory of you talking about the other side of the war of art.
There is something in the title that it's about war. It's a war.
Within
that
yourself.
It's a war within yourself. And something that I'll back up just a little bit. In Radiant Shimmering Light, when I wrote it, there are two characters. There's Lillian and 11, her cousin. They're two cousins. And it would appear, if you look at it and you're entering the hero's journey, that they are antagonists. That 11 is the antagonist to Lillian. In and through writing it and really asking, my method is really asking the story what it wants to be. So not trying to impose some idea on the story, but really be open to the transformation that story can provide us as the writer of it as well. Because if I go into it thinking that I know everything, the story will be very wooden. The story, I believe the story is always smarter than you are. So you need, again, with the humility, you need to back away and understand that you don't know everything in order to learn anything from the creative process. Through writing it that way, I understood, and it was a little bit of a troubling bit for me. I was like, how is this going to work? They are not antagonists, actually. And then in and through writing it, I understood that actually it's the system they live in the system is the antagonist that's holding both of them back, and they are both doing their very best. It comes out in ways that would appear to you want to. There are certain scenes where you want to think 11 is doing something wrong to Lillian, or Lillian needs to achieve something over 11. They're like, but they both are doing their very best and believe in their heart of hearts what they're doing is the best thing to do, which. In any good, I'll give it, any good villain should believe in what he's doing or she's doing. But in this case, it's not a clear villain. 11 is not a clear villain and antagonist. I only bring that up because I think that same polarization is what's inherent in the way Pressfield sees our relationship to our own resistance. It's a polarizing effect. To say that you need to sit down, and I really love that book, and I use it, I utilize it, I use the word resistance. It's a phenomenon. The book is a phenomenon, and it should be. And I think it's worth asking yourself, what would it feel like if your resistance wasn't an opponent? What would it feel like if there's an aspect of connectivity that you want to reach in and through your work as a creative person, and you don't have to fight to get there? What if it was an act of compassion and love and empathy? What if there's just what would happen? How would that make that better for you? And then through my experiment in writing Radiant Shimmering Light, that was one of my hypotheses going into it, is I'm going to make this fun for myself. I'm going to write this, even though it's a hard story and there are things about it that aren't fun. I'm going to come to the desk with pleasure. And this was directly related to reading The War of Art and being like, okay, but I'm not a soldier. Okay, so let's I don't want to, no one's telling me to write a book. I'm a fiction author. This is not lucrative. This is not for my notoriety in reputation. This is nobody asks me to do this. No one's paying me to do this. This is why would I do this if this is hell? Why? It's unacceptable. So I'm gonna do this and love it. Amazing, right?
That's the way to do that is, right?
Thanks for watching these Golden Nuggets. And as a reward, I got another big fat Golden Nugget just for you. I wrote this book for you to help you get your act together online so you can grow your business better. You're searching, you want to learn. This is a great book. Grab the book, grow your business.